John and the housing officer, I feel like I could go and vomit right now. Eastbourne Borough Council, I could go and vomit in the toilet because of what you're doing to me. It's absolutely criminal. There is currently a police investigation into the individual next door to me. There's Monique Prescott, who placed me here, who said there were lovely ladies in the house. And now there's currently a police investigation into that individual threatening to punch me in the face. Because funnily enough, those two Fruit Loops, offered to help me from the moment I moved in here. And John from Lilybank Homes is in on this. And he is sending me threatening text messages. You saw him running away from me with his knickers in the air. I said I had a brain-damaged sister. Who's talking about life expectancy. And I only had to ask for the umpteenth time, where do the bins and recycling go? He's the director. He's saying it's the responsibility of the licensees. I put a note under your door. I wrote it on the board if people have wiped it off. He won't talk to me like a mature grown adult man. He will only talk to me via text. You think that's normal? He hung up on my partner. My partner got the key. My partner got the bedding. My partner cleaned up. He won't talk to him. And he won't talk to me. He hung up on my partner. He said, "You're not the licensee. I can't speak to you." And I'm going to have to terminate the call. But he won't even speak to me. Yes, I was really harassing him by being a responsible licensee. He is breaking the law. John is breaking the law. The licensee next door is breaking the law because she's been smoking in her room. The council could have this place shut down. There could be hefty fines for Lilybank Homes. She has now committed a crime against me. There's an ongoing investigation, and I'm getting harassing text messages from John, yes, of Lilybank Homes, telling me I'm not safe here. You don't say. And you and Monique Prescott said I'd only be here for one night. That telling the truth might scare people. Telling the truth might scare people. Recycling in bins. Oh, how terrifying. Grow up. You really need to get yourself some help. Pull yourselves together. I'm the vulnerable adult here. Where are the men? The men? The men are running away. Oh, it's not safe for a fire alarms inspector to fit a fire alarm because Bryony's asking about bins and recycling. And she's coming after us with her laptop. I nearly got hit by a car. You can see it on YouTube. I nearly got hit by a car. You have absolutely no idea, and I'm in the process of putting a landlady in prison, and this bent housing officer wants the information about that when it's nothing to do with Eastbourne Borough Council. You want to all exploit my vulnerability. Andrew Cook, the housing officer, who's being investigated by the legal ombudsman. Oh yes, that's why you're afraid of me. You are sickening. And Catherine, you sicken me too. Yes, they've taken down the Facebook post from yesterday because I realised it's all Matthew 25, troublemakers, Eastbourne Police. Ephesians 5:11, yes, indeed. And I shall do it. I'm doing it naturally. I will call out your names if you've liked Catherine. One hand, or you like in the comment of someone who wants me to jump off Beachy Head. I was taken to hospital on Saturday. There was a police officer in my room who called for an ambulance for me. That's why that Facebook post was taken down. Because you, Catherine, and you're getting all the support. You and Chantel, they're good police officers, aren't they? I think I now know why. In fact, I already knew now why that woman, that redhead witch in Greg's, whom I reported, and I got a £15 apology from Greg's head office, the one who, Motormouth, the old witch with the red hair, because I'm not the only person me and Darren witnessed her harassing. I was with my partner and his actor friend Robert. She was being chased away by a young lad who was shouting at him. That red-haired witch who claimed to work for Sussex Partnership in Worthing, in the offices. Yes, because Sussex Partnership are full of motor mouths, aren't they? Yes. Well, she was probably a patient. She could have been anyone, with the amount of lies and nutters that roam the streets. This woman I didn't even know started harassing me and Greg, so I was speaking to two very, very vulnerable men, extremely vulnerable men in the community, older men, and she starts harassing me. I'm not going to allude to who those men were because they were extremely vulnerable. You got the help, you did. Oh, yes, you got the help. Mind my coat with your cup of tea. I had been tortured by Sussex Police, Serco, that's owned by BlackRock. They'd tried to get me in prison for going up Beachy Head suicidal. In the process, I had been pinned down by staff from Sussex Partnership. So I'd been assaulted several times. You do realise I've also had my clothes taken off my body? Yes, I've been stripped half naked. For my own safety. Oh, yes. Police don't always come when you are suicidal, of course. People don't always. In fact, they didn't even care. Sussex Partnership. Yeah, when they took me down from Beachy Head, they said I didn't need a mental health nurse. So why were they stripping me half naked for my safety one time? Because I might put my bra around my neck. Why do you think I exposed my breasts to those idiots to make a point that you cannot humiliate me because you're psychopaths. You're psychopaths. That's what the thugs did to me. I think it was 2020, before they then tried to get me in prison because the solicitor from Cramp and Mullany said to me, I don't understand how a welfare check can end up with you being put in prison. And the Herald slandered me. Libelled me, sorry, not slandered, libelled. I get the two mixed up sometimes. Libelled me. The Herald. And the legal ombudsman tried to get me compensation for that, but failed. And I'm a vulnerable customer again with the legal ombudsman. I've had to fight tooth and nail to get where I am. Now, back to where I was with this situation. So, the whole reason, Catherine, and John, if you're watching this, and Andrew Cook, and the minions at Eastbourne Police, thugs, the whole reason why I had a self-contained flat at SDR Living, yes, have you got that? Was so that I didn't have to deal with these dangerous lunatics. And I'm getting text messages from John, the director of Lilybank Homes, saying I'm not safe here. And he had the nerve to criticise SDR Living. Have you got that now? Or is it too complex for you? Because the staff trained at SDR Living are supposed to be trained to deal with complex needs. But they said my needs are too complex, 'cause they couldn't handle my distress at my father's death. But the police thugs said I was full of bullshit. Let's ask Barwell, shall we? Because I've got it in writing. The day that I was beaten by the thugs, the police thugs, yes, when I went up Beachy Head suicidal, and they said I didn't need a mental health nurse. I had an email from Barwell's about my father's death in February last year. But Catherine and Matthew 25 and the police thug minions wanted to take down the photographic evidence of what the police thugs did to me. Have you got it now? Because I can actually go down to the hospital to get evidence of the x-rays, which should be on my medical records, if they haven't tampered with that, of what the police that did to me on my birthday all night long in A&E, handcuffed on my back. On my birthday last year. Happy birthday, Bryony. We've taken your flat, your self-contained flat that we gave you for your safety. We're now going to give you one hell of a beating, and we're going to abuse your partner to your face. Wonderful. But if I was on drugs and I was mugging the elderly and I'd been mentioned in the BBC News, you know, like the mother and daughter degenerates who attacked me at Belmore Road, it's all right. Then you're okay. Then you're protected. Never mind those elderly victims. I recorded that for my evidence. You disgust me, Catherine. But you want to believe some troll. What was his name? I don't. This is the only time I give any. This is the only time that I will mention a troll to make a point. That troll that I mentioned in the video about Matthew 25 and the police, and it wasn't my partner that took down that crucial evidence. That troll that was saying, why don't you go and jump off Beachy Head? You, Catherine, were saying how terrible it was for him to say that. But then you said, thank you very much, troll, for letting me know that Bryony's gone round filming vulnerable people. Thank you, Kay Summerton. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. What are you? Are you keeping an eye on me now then, Catherine? Like Chantel from Matthew 25. Thank you for letting me know. It's terrible that you've just told Bryony to go and jump off Beachy Head. But thanks for letting me know that she's going around filming people when she doesn't even have a bloody smartphone. What is wrong with you? I thought you were a lovely lady. I'm disgusted. You've got someone. Again, I have to be careful how I say this, but no, I'm not actually going to finish that, even though I've already said it before, because I've got to protect other people. But you're a mother. I've got a sister who's brain damaged. Talking about life expectancy, and my life is in danger in here. But I'm the bad one. Do you want me to read the text for you, Catherine? Do you want me to read the text from John, the director of this place who's locked me out of my house share before? Do you want me to read it to you? Because I'm putting them at risk when they've threatened to punch me in the face for no reason. These nutters. Well, one nutter, right next door to me. Don't you think it's interesting that John and Monique Prescott from Eastbourne Borough Council said there were lovely ladies here, and yet they've put me right next door, slap bang, right next door to someone who threatened to punch me in the face. Right after she mocked me, said I was schizophrenic, which I'm not. She and the other one, Natalie, said that I was schizophrenic. And they were like this. Oh, darling, darling, you should have your own one-bedroom flat where your partner can visit you. We want to help you. You shouldn't be in a place like this because you never know who's walking through the door. Coming from the very one who goes on to threaten to punch me in the face, the same nutter who's said that I've slammed my head into a wall. And she did it without her walking stick, and she had a slightly black eye. Well, this is the text message that I have received from John today. Because he's still harassing me. This is John, the director. Because the council have not done what the law has told them to. We're currently in the process of trying to put a landlady in prison. Remember? Had I had the committal papers. The council are not doing what the judge told them to do, and I was told to go to the local MP. This is the text message from John saying, I'm not safe here, Catherine. You sicken me, you sicken me. You're listening to a troll who wants me to jump off Beachy Head when I'm always very, very close. I'm getting closer and closer to doing it. And thanks very much, troll who wants Bryony to jump off Beachy Head. We'll keep an eye on her. She's going around filming people, and yet at the same time you're being nice to me. And you said you knew what covert narcissists were like. Speechless. This is the text message from John Clement. We have said we can no longer house you, and you should report to the council. If you report back to the council, they will house you. But your time in our property has come to an end for your safety and the safety of other residents. That really makes sense when there's an ongoing police investigation into the resident next door who offered to help me without me asking for it and has threatened to punch me, and a libelous letter from John saying that I've been upsetting residents and maintenance men. You need to back up your claims with evidence. Your lies, your filthy, libelous lies. It is just, you said there was CCTV in the house. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Charles Lucas Property Management, who gossiped with the landlady, the same 85-year-old retired matron landlady who's facing prison for what she did to me. Well, actually, she's not facing prison for what she did to me. She's facing prison for locking me out of the house. That's minus all the other horrific things she and the other demented lunatic tenants did to me. So yes, I'm not safe. So I text him back. This was just nearly an hour ago. It is, and I put in capitals, it is my safety you and Monique Prescott from Eastbourne Borough Council, who placed me here, should be concerned about. There is currently a police investigation into a threat of a punch in the face from the resident next door to me, Sarah. You and Monique said there were lovely ladies in the house. Sarah and Natalie offered to help me. This is what narcissists do. They're all every single one of them. The ones that work at Sussex Partnership, Sussex Police, the courts, the council, they then go around saying, I offered her help, but she refused it. Sarah is completely deluded, and she tried to enforce her own rules, which I've got the evidence of. You saw in the last video these pieces of paper, you know, where she's saying, please do not wash dishes at 2 a.m. Do them in the morning. Tar. I don't even say tar. Washing machine and tumble dryer needs to stay off from 9 p.m. to 7 p.m. Washing machine and tumble dryer needs to stay off from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. Yeah, so she's written two notes of the same. So Sarah is now in charge. Not John, the director of Lilybank Homes, Sarah. who has committed a crime against me and breached her licensee contract by smoking in her room, which could have the house shut down. Oh, we're not safe because Bryony's speaking the law. The most vulnerable adult in the house is speaking the law. Oh, come on, maintenance man, let's run away. God, this is why people are leaving the UK. You idiots. You absolute idiots. Do you think, I tell you what, my mother would be 86. She didn't stand for any of this shit. Why do you think she stood up in church and shouted against the appraisal of a pervert when the PTA wanted to get rid of him? Oh yeah, Jamie will know who I'm talking about because he went to my primary school. Yeah, and he told me that the council said to him, if she doesn't leave, call the police. Grow a pair. Where are the men? There aren't any. You're all completely insecure. That's why, like the police officer that was put in prison for raping and murdering a woman. Yeah. My partner is worried about what I'm saying. I'm saying, no. Then what's the point of us fighting for our freedoms? That's what's being taken up. That's why we're constantly suffering. That's why we're going to end up with cancer. Is that what you want? Then don't do anything about it. You want to fight for your rights? You want to fight for your freedoms that are being taken from us? Bloody well fight for them, because your children have got no future. This is why I want to tell my story to Paul Thorpe and to get it out there and to go up there. You look at what Tommy Robinson has gone through. Just pathetic. Pathetic. That man has suffered. He's suffered for his children. He's done the right thing. Okay, I've never met the man, but the fact is he's fighting for what he's suffering and fighting for what he believes is right. For our freedoms. So this is the rest of John's text. This is my text to John. Sarah, the resident next door, is completely deluded and she tried to enforce her own rules whilst breaching the licensee contract, and she has now committed a crime against me. No, I am not safe. I've put it in capitals. No, I am not safe. Thanks a lot. You are the director and you are responsible for keeping me safe as a licensee and telling me where the bins and recycling go. But you ran away from me. I noticed how Sarah, interestingly, was able-bodied without her walking stick and appeared to have a slightly black eye when she threatened me in front of the woman downstairs who witnessed Sarah's threat, and had previously told me she was fine with me using a hairdryer downstairs. I did that out of consideration. Capitals. That's why I went downstairs, so that I wouldn't be disturbing that person who has threatened to punch me. Sarah has smoked in her room, which could lead to you having hefty fines and the house being closed down. John, and it is you and Lilybank Homes who should abide by the law. I've put it in capitals, Bryony. And he goes on to still harass me. This is John from Lilybank Homes. He's too scared. He's doing what the council are telling him to do because they're cowards. Please report to housing as we can no longer house you. So he's still, despite the fact that I'm telling him that I am the law, please report to housing as we can no longer house you. We will store your belongings in Hastings and we will drop them to your new accommodation. And I'm saying, read my text, John, and abide by the law. He locked me out of an all-male house share at Ceylon Place, and my Barclays Bank rang him to say, I have a vulnerable customer, could you let her back in? It's unlawful what he has committed. John has committed a crime against me before. John of Lilybank Homes. This resident licensee next door to me has committed a crime against me. The council are criminal. They're not doing what the law courts are telling them to do. The MP, the local MP, is ignoring me. Even though the judge told me to go to the local MP. Bryony, everything has been put in writing. Your placement has ended. You don't hold a contract with us as you are placed under this Act 188. I think you'll find on the shelter website I do have a contractual licensee. This Act is for temporary accommodation, and you are not protected from eviction under this and the rules. Your placement can be ended. Therefore, that you need all your other items will be stored for 14 days as communications. So I've replied to him. Again, this was nearly an hour ago. John, I do have a contractual licence and I have been here over a month, so you need to give me a month. Stop sending me threats and abide by the law. So that was the last text I sent. And he said that if I was feeling suicidal, he'd have to report to adult social care. What, the same Louise Corp, who was not even available when Monique, who placed me here, passed me to her on the 15th of August, and that woman was away on annual leave. You couldn't make it up if you tried. Can you imagine what Victor Meldrew would be doing and saying? If he had any hair, he'd be tearing it out. To be sent to a woman who is not even there when you're sent to her. She's away on, and you've just been told by Monique, you need to engage. Sunshine, darling, patronising you. You need to engage, darling. You need to go down to St Mary's house to see Louise Corp. You go down there, the woman's away on annual leave. I then miss it. As a result of that, I miss an appointment for a scan and I'm losing blood. Well, that's what Dr. Webborn told me. He told me it could be life-threatening. Now I'm not anaemic. Well, that's divine intervention. But anyway, don't take a blood transfusion. Question the doctors. Don't always listen to what they say. So, because I didn't need a blood transfusion and I was told I did need one. And I'm not happy to accept one because of what scripture says. But anyway, it turns out I didn't need one, and I'm no longer anemic anyway, so there has been divine intervention there. But anyway, the day that I moved in here, because of this messing round, I missed an appointment for a scan. Then I obviously was in distress because I'm still in shock. I met my estranged transgender sister who is disabled, who needs help washing and dressing and all of this. And John made out he was concerned about me, so he contacted Louise Corp, who sent me a text message telling me I need to keep to the rules. And then Monique and my partner Darren's telling me to put my foot down with Monique. This is my partner Darren telling me to put my foot down with Monique. Monique's having a go at Darren. This is all over a He got me in here. He bought the bedding. He got me a key. What? He cleaned the filthy shower. John doesn't want to talk to him. No one's communicating. And I'm the one who's tearing my hair out. He's pretending, John, the director, is pretending to show concern for me when I'm having all this nonsense thrown at me, including the support worker of my sister, who's swearing and shouting at me, telling me I need to accept that my sister is a man, even though she'd just told me if my brother was wearing a dress, I'd be in shock. All this Fruit Loopery, My sister's got dissociative disorders, which I liken to my own mental health. And I'm the only one speaking sense here. 2 men running away from me, including the director, because I'm asking about bins and recycling. Adult social care. All these people, they're not there to help you. It's about fear and control. Fear and control. Fear and control. The weaponisation of mental health. But if you commit a crime, you'll have all the help thrown at you. If your partner beats you to a pulp and you're off your head on drugs, you get social workers, support workers. That's what I'm gathering from what the general consensus is, right? I'm not pointing this at anyone in particular that I have met, and I would never ever say anything to put anyone at risk. But hello, I'm a responsible licensee. I'm enforcing the law. I am reporting others who are breaking the law, breaking the rules, breaching their licensee. And what do you know? So there you go. And that resident, that individual, that is, so basically, I'm deliberately speaking loudly, but I'm trying to sort of, so that individual next door to me, who probably will know about my YouTube videos, but it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. I'm just speaking the truth. I'm the victim of crime here. So when the ambulance was here, she was all, oh, darling, there's an ambulance here for you. You know, it's no different to the troll. It's no different to the troll that wants me to jump off Beachy Head, and Catherine normalising that. It's no different to that. So I've had a threat of a punch in the face from someone who then says, oh, there's an ambulance here for you. There's an ambulance here for you. She might as well say, yes, it's here for you. You're suicidal and I've threatened to punch you in the face and now I'm being nice. Yes, it's this Fruit Loopery, this insanity, this vile, demented behaviour. But at the end of the day, the point of the matter is I am being a responsible licensee. I am pointing out the law. I am standing up for my rights. You do that in today's communist China, UK. There's a woman in China, I've been listening to her. My partner told me to listen to her. She says the UK is worse than China now. So you stand up for your rights and the law, but you're extremely vulnerable. This is the weaponisation of mental health in the West. This is what they're doing. So that's basically it, really. That's it. So I can understand why. Oh, this is probably another text message from John. NHS no reply. Please tell us about your recent experience of Sussex partnership. Kiss my ass. So, just go and have a look on Trustpilot. I added to the 100% of bad reviews on Trustpilot. So, there we go. But you know, as I said, this person is enforcing their own rules when they've committed a crime against me. Well, they now have. And they've been illegally smoking in their room, which could have the house shut down and hefty fines for the director. It's not going to look good for Eastbourne Borough Council as well as Lilybank Homes. This is why Monique Prescott said, could you please not go around filming? Catherine, I don't even have a smartphone. I've had to use my laptop for my safety. And whilst that Facebook post was taken down to protect you and that troll that wanted me to go and jump off Beachy Head. I don't advocate you encouraging Bryony to suicide and Princess Amazon. But thank you very much for pointing out that she's gone round filming people, even though she doesn't actually have a smartphone and just a laptop, and she's shaking and terrified for her life all the time. Really, you disgust me. So thank you very much, Catherine, because my prayers have revealed, my honesty has revealed what it was that I was trying to get. The truth. It wasn't Darren. You knew my fragile state. You knew that I wasn't sure if it was my partner. Oh, it's taken Bryony all this time to work out that it was her partner all along. No, it wasn't. You told me what Chantal had done, and David said that she's bad news. And she'd been attacked on Facebook. I don't even go to Matthew 25. I've been there once or twice, a few times to get food. I'm very honest with people. And it's my honesty as Monique and that nutter Natalie, the one you can see swearing at me in the background, that said, "Do you think people are afraid of you telling the truth?" She said exactly what Monique said, and she said there were lovely ladies in here. That's the woman who placed me here. And now the police are investigating a threat of physical violence against me because John and Monique said there were lovely ladies in this house. That's it. That's me done. There's nothing more to say now. That's it.